Hello everyone, Acura Amanda here. Thank you for joining me today and welcome back to the channel. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for the notifications, everyone. So today we're going to be discussing a little update about the Minaya Sharif story. If you haven't been following along, young Minaya was a high school student at the Boca Ciega High School. On September 6, 2022, there was a verbal disagreement between Minaya, who was a victim of bullying at the high school, and about 5 or 6 other schoolmates. So to de-escalate the situation, a Gulfport police sergeant by the name of Sergeant Vandenberg was at the school that day, and according to Minaya, she was detained, placed in handcuffs. She was not arrested at any point. I want to make that clear. She was taken to the media center by Sergeant Vandenberg, and on that transport between that time, Minaya ended up with injuries, very serious injuries to her face and shoulder, and she was actually picked up by the grandfather bleeding, and the family had to take her to the emergency room. And according to the family, Minaya did suffer a concussion, and she's going to have scars on her face that will remain there for most likely the rest of her life. And according to Minaya, she says that when Officer Vandenberg had her in handcuffs and was bringing her into this room that had no cameras, his body camera was not running at the time, she actually was flung, and that caused her to hit her forehead very hard, causing these injuries to her face. And there's just a lot of discrepancies from the department, and I'd like to discuss some of those with you today. The chief of police refused to make a comment, citing this is an open investigation to the mainstream media when we went up there and did a press conference with the media. And the chief of police went on Facebook yesterday. That would have been September 15th. And he claims that he's making an official statement on Facebook, which, in my opinion, that's completely unprofessional to go on a public forum when you're claiming that, you know, this is an open investigation, I can't discuss anything with you, but then you're going to blog on Facebook about it. He did turn the comments off, so you cannot reply back to his unofficial statement. So I want to read what the chief of police wrote on Facebook, and then we'll dive into it, guys. I'm reading this directly from my phone, and he posted this on Gulfport, Florida Community Crime Watch. And once again, this was from September 15th, yesterday, which was Thursday. So it reads, "In light of the numerous comments regarding the recent incident at Boca Ciega High School, I feel it is important to make this comment. 1. We have received a complaint about the conduct of one of our officers, and we intend to thoroughly investigate these allegations. 2. The law requires that such investigations be completed by the employing agency. We cannot request an outside agency to conduct the investigation unless there is a clear conflict of interest. 3. We are prohibited by law from releasing any information about an active internal investigation. 4. I will not draw any conclusions, and I ask that of everyone, until the investigation is completed and all of the facts are known. 5. Law enforcement accreditation standards require that officers be removed from an assignment only when their actions result in death or serious bodily injury. Because that has not occurred in this case, the officer will remain on assignment." So wow, that is a major word salad from the chief of police, Robert Vincent. I think it is totally shameful and unprofessional for him to go on Facebook and and make an official statement. That's just my opinion, guys. I don't know how you guys feel about it. You can always let me know in the comments if you think that this chief is, very professional in his actions. But I want to address some things that he did right here. So, number one, the law requires that such investigations be completed by the employing agency. Is that the law? Let's go check it out, shall we? So let's check out what the law says. So this chapter is dedicated by the Florida Senate for just that, for how the complaint process should be conducted under the law. So statute 112.5332B subsection 2. That's what we're going to be reading off of right now. And this contains the following pertaining to officer investigation. So this would be applicable to this situation at the time. Notwithstanding the rights and privileges provided under this part or any provisions provided in a collective bargaining agreement, the agency head or the agency's head's designee may request a sworn or certified investigator from a separate law enforcement or correctional agency to conduct the investigation when a conflict of interest is identified, with having an investigator conduct the investigation of the officer or the same employment agency. Is this a conflict of interest, guys? We have a high-ranked sergeant that's accused of brutalizing 15-year-old Minaya and leaving permanent scars on her face, not to mention what will be the repercussions of a child her age having a concussion. How is this not a conflict of interest? Who would be investigating it? Chief Robert Vincent, Commander Stone, Mary Farron, she's also a commander. Commander Stone and somebody that's identifying as his father, I believe Edwin Stone, I'm going to leave the screenshots, are basically commenting and trying to reach out to the mother of Minaya, her name is Destiny, on Facebook. That is totally unprofessional to do that to this family. And I just, they're not governing themselves accordingly and professionally. How is this not a conflict of interest? Why, what is the chief of police trying to hide? Why wouldn't it not benefit everybody in this situation to have an outside source investigate what happened to 15-year-old Minaya and get answers? It's a clear conflict of interest, in my opinion. Once again, guys, if you believe otherwise, let me know in the comments what you think about this. I reached out to Chief Robert Vincent and the department yesterday for a comment. I haven't received any correspondence back from his assistant, Gail. I spoke to her. And I actually got a voicemail yesterday from Sergeant Woodman from the Gulfport Police Department saying that he was going to forward my inquiry to the chief of police. And I haven't gotten a response back from him. So, Chief Robert Vincent, if you are watching right now, I am calling you out on my channel right now. I do not think that you are a professional chief of police by making your official statement on Facebook. I think that's totally wrong of you to do so, and you're completely ignorant to the law, because look at Florida State Statute 112.533. If you look at Section 2B, subsection 2, you'll find that the law clearly states that you most certainly can invite an outside agency to investigate in this manner. So I don't know what's going on with you, Chief. I don't know why you're running the police department this way, but the community is outraged. We are not going to let this go. We want justice for Minaya Sharif. and justice for the other citizens and residents of Gulfport, Florida. I'm going to leave their phone number in the description. If you do contact them, please, I ask you to be respectful at all times. Thank you all for watching, and I will keep you all updated.